Hello, everyone. It's your host, Bland again, and we have a runner, WildCherryMeteor. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cherry. I'm going to be running this game about bugs today, and for our lovely marathon, kicking us off day 4 here. So I'm so excited to run this game, and I think y'all will like it. So
Can't wait. Can't wait. We're ready to go whenever you are.
absolutely, let's get this started. Okay, so we're gonna go get, and I'll just go right into this once the run starts. But we'll go ahead and go our countdown on. It'll start as soon as I hit new game here. And then we'll immediately start playing, literally in the loading screen. So before I get into it, we'll literally go right off the rip. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. So right now I'm literally mashing these buttons. I'm actually controlling the character behind, and I'm actually gonna bust this gate there early, and we're gonna go right into it. So welcome to Isopod. This is a game made by a small Australian team that is about bugs starting a union to try to take down evil capitalists in the world of the bush in Australia. So that's what this game is. And the category we're running today, oops, I hit that a little late there. The category we're running today is called any percent NMG. And so what that means is that there's 2 major glitches in this game that we are going to not partake in that would skip like a good chunk of the game. But we don't skip them, and there aren't really any glitches in the NMG category that we're going to use. But that's pretty much what we're doing here. So for what we're doing here, this is like kind of like a 3D platformer. I kind of compare it to Sonic as like the biggest thing I think of, but where we're just kind of rolling around in a ball like Sonic does. But we're playing as an Isopod who is trying to protect his home against his job. Like, so these ants have moved into his territory in the bush here and are taking it over. So that's exactly what we're doing. So here are these evil ants dressed up in their little top hats and their little suits. Their plan for these isopods here is to pretty much just take them, enslave them, essentially, put them in these cubicles in the ground to eat food, and pretty much just live in squalor. And what we are doing is kind of try to stop them. So what we're doing right now is going to have negotiations with these ants, because we are the head of the union board. So I did not. Let's see if I can get up there. Please, please, please. Yes, cool. So we're going to see a lot of times, this game is all about the physics, you'll notice. Like, we are going to be bouncing all over the place. We're going to be hovering. This game, honestly, has such a unique physics set that makes it really fun to speedrun, and adds a lot of, like, it's kind of like the good RNG. It's like, oh, where am I going to go? But it's not in an annoying sense, so it's actually really cool to see. So now, at this point in the story here, Winston, our hero, has pretty much said, y'all, we're not going to obey these demands. This is ridiculous. And we're going to kind of stand up to these ants here. And so we're going to go convene with our friend Brick. It's kind of like our friend who's kind of supporting us along this journey to free these ants. And free the ants. We're not freeing the ants. But there are some ants that we're going to partner with in this game. We're going to talk to Brick here. I'm actually using a combination of both controller and keyboard here to mash these cutscenes actually faster. So you'll notice that as well. When I'm like, it's much faster to do it that way. But like, this game is just so pretty and so fun. Like, I honestly recommend people play it. But here we go, and we're meeting this big wizard spider here called Ted, trapdoor spider here, because again, this is the bush, and they have got a lot of very cool insects and arachnids down here. And Ted is kind of be like our wizard like hero that's gonna slide us through the world. His webs are interconnected to pretty much everything in the world here. So now at this point in the game, when we are going really fast here in the story, we are seeing that the ants are starting to like destroy the bush. Like, they're starting to burn down everything in the background, like, and just really wreak havoc to these people's homes, which is really sad. But that's what we're here. We're gonna put a stop to it, and we're gonna completely wreck shop. Oh, hopefully I can hover over that. Ooh. There we go, cool. I'm not Bland, I'm actually curious. I'm actually curious what your favorite bug is, if you have a favorite bug. Or chats too.
That's a good question. I've never really thought about that.
Yeah, I know. It's it's not something you'd think about, like, what's my favorite insect? Unless you're like a big insect fan, but
Let's see. Do worms count as bugs?
Absolutely.
No.
To me,
They do?
absolute. To me, yeah. And listen, we're technically playing as a crustacean, so we're not even technically playing as a bug, but it's a bug to me. Isopod is a bug. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with bug. I mean,
worms.
worm.
Listen. I get that. Worms are those animals that or bugs that I'm always like. I feel so bad seeing them on like the pavement. I'm like, when after a rain, I'm like, oh, I always try to like pick them up and get them out into the grass. I'm like, I don't want to see you get squished. Like, no. So valid, but I want to hear. Oh, we're gonna see this cutscene again since I hit the button a little too quickly. But I'm curious
Insects
what
of
chats
the
is.
sea.
Literally, dude. Seriously, literally. All right, so now we met with Tinker, who's this kind of like our engineer character in our party. I say party, but it is not at all a RPG game, but they're kind of another character that is going to help us along. That is kind of our engineer in all this and makes machines. So here we're going to go for hopefully a good trick here. We're going to try to bounce off the ground on a certain tile. We did not get it, but that's okay, because actually we need to go be a K bug. We need to go be a pride bug right now because we got the pride skin met. So we're gonna climb up here. If I can get up here. Because we need to get that skin.
If you don't mind me asking,
please go. No, please interrupt me at any time. I've played this so many times, so like, please.
Awesome. I was just curious, how long have you been running this game for?
Absolutely. I've been running this since it came out in June. Jeez. Yeah, no, it came out in the next month. No, it came out in October of 2025, and I had been running it ever since it came out because I was just so interested in this game because it just looked really fast and fun. Is honestly what it was. So yeah, I've been running it for a while though. And again, this is one of like, ooh, no. This is one of two unique categories in this game. There is this category here, and then there is NMG, and then just normal any %, where we skip an entire portion of like the game. We skip like the final last chunk of the game, which takes up at least 10 minutes, and so it's a significant time save. That is not doing what I wanted to do, so I'm gonna try to bounce off this. There we go. And there's our scan. I see it right over there. Cool. So, oh, come on. Woo! There we go. All right, cool. Excuse me. Wow, I have never seen that. We can apparently trigger this. This game is full of bugs. I said this earlier, but this game is literally full of bugs and full of bugs. We're actually triggering this cutscene from like 40 feet away. So we're not gonna get our skin just yet, because apparently you can trigger that cutscene all the way over there. So that's really wild. So let's go get prided up. So thank y'all for donating and getting this. Oh wow, it doesn't even want me to do that. This is not. It wants me to finish this tutorial. We are literally discovering things live in living color here. So this is wild. That's fine. We'll go back and get that skin. This game does not want me to get the pride skin. I don't love that.
Earlier, did you mean bugs literally or figuratively?
Yeah, but both. It is both. I fully meant that as a pun, and I'm ready for the bug puns too, because like I meant it. This game is full of bugs, and it is also full of bugs because there are like moments in this game where I've completely like glitched out of areas I did not expect to be going to. Like and we'll do it a few times too. It's not, but they fall under fair glitches, or like I guess not even glitches, but like manips, I suppose, in the all. Goodness gracious, where did that thing go? Into the any % NMG category. Oh my goodness. Can I just please make a pride skin, please? Game. There we go. So anyways, what we did do in the meantime there was we got this a ability called a magnet drive. And so what this magnet drive is going to do is it's gonna, as you can tell, we're gonna fly all over the place with this ability to just like fly over everything in the world. So it's really gonna bust stuff open. Before we were kind of just rolling around, now we are gonna be absolutely flying all over the place. And there's our pride skin. Okay. So yeah, as you can see here, like we're definitely just going all over the place with this pride skin, and it's a mechanic where or pride skin that too, but the magnet drive where we are just it's going to be throwing us all over the place, and it's somewhat risky sometimes, some of the strats we're going to do with it, but it speeds things up if you get it right. It really does. All right, so now we're going into our first boss here, and what we're going to want to do is we're going to see if we can get this on a really good cycle where it attacks this like thing that's dispensing these ants, these fire ants here. I want it to. It did not play nice, but that's fine. What we can usually do is get it to attack that same station 3 times in a row without doing a different phase. Yeah. Let's see if we can try it again here. Nope. Come on now. There we go. That's normally how it goes. That's how like 90% of those fights go. That first boss down. So as they can tell, these fascist ants are kind of like wrecking shop already, like burning down everything and just being generally not nice. All right, let's see if I can go for a... There we go. All right. So at this point in the game, too, we are going to go stop some pollution, too. So now we're going to go... they're also... The ants are straight up just polluting the waters because they can. And we're going to go put a pretty quick stop to that. And this is kind of the... Story-wise, this is kind of our way with getting in with these bull ants. So the fire ants... The fire ant conglomerate is what they're called, the FAC. They are kind of the main enemies of this game, and they're also kind of messing with other ants too. So they're these bull ants that we'll be talking to. They are another like community and union of bugs that have been kind of put down by the FAC. And so this is kind of our way to be like, we're going to ingratiate ourselves and get into the union to kind of strengthen our numbers a little bit. So we're using our physics here to kind of like spin these things around because the camera actually plays a really big part in this run. Like we're going to be, oop, we just punched an ant there. We are going to be using the camera to like manipulate the speed at which we can use the magnet drive. So like here, y'all always gonna have the camera floating around, floating right behind Winston. So we get like the most centripetal force for some of these actions. So like if you, otherwise you'd be spinning a lot longer, but if you keep that camera moving behind him, it speeds things up a lot faster. So that was pretty clean. That was a pretty clean pipe section, but we have one more pipe to go, and here's the other evil ant. No, her homies kind of knocked her out of the way there. That was pretty funny. And at this point, Winston, he sees this ant kind of crashing out and is like, I almost worked for that thing. And it's like, such a terrible boss. Here we go. So we're going to go for another quick skip here, hopefully. Just barely. It's cool. We want to try to get to that thing. We're going to try to cross this river in one here. Wait. So you'll notice that I'm also combined, like, so I'm actually going from roll state to this kind of float state here. Hopefully we get this. Here we go. So yeah, there we go. Sweet. So that's what I'm saying about magnet drive. Sometimes it can be a little finicky and a little bit like we get in positions we don't want to be in. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, see, that's where that camera plays into it, because like we were stuck at like that angle where despite us dashing, we were not actually closing that pipe any longer, or any more than it should be. There we go. So at this point, these ants are straight up like, wow, you've helped us so much. We're gonna let you into our nest. We're gonna let you into our home. So now that's where we're going. Have you ever heard an ant scream, Bland? There it
is. Can't say I have. Can't say I have.
Now you have. ants scream in this game, so that's cool. So at this point, they're like, what is this object? The isopod is indeed the ideal shape of justice here for these ants. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're gonna kind of go mess stuff up. So at this point, we're actually gonna go play. Tony Hawk real quick, and we're gonna just gonna skateboard for just a hot sec. So that's gonna be fun. And yeah, Bland, I guess if you had any donos at any point, always feel free to cut in.
Got it. Ooh. If anyone in chat is looking to donate, make sure you type the command !donate to get the link for our page where you can donate a oh I'm saying donate a lot, but yeah, type that I gotta let them know.
It's true.
But yeah, type that command and that'll give you a link to make a direct donation. I need to have a donation counter on stream.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we should have an open bid war too for this game. So if you want to either save or kill some bugs potentially, that is chat's fate here. So
sweet.
All right, so
Oh, you could go.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just gonna say that we are working on an update for that, so I will let you guys know shortly.
So at this point, now our homie Tinker, she has built this giant mech ant for us to kind of take on a bigger boss, the FAC. And so we're gonna kind of help it. This is our obligatory escort mission in this game, where we're gonna help escort this big old mech to this boss. And we're gonna hang out up here, because this is gonna be the fastest way to trigger this next cutscene here. We're just gonna kind of float. Hopefully we get the trigger real quick. There we go.
I'm curious, how much time have you spent practicing this run?
Practicing this run? Definitely like, That's a good question. I mean, I've practiced it a lot, like, because I was really trying to go for a world record. But probably hundreds of hours at this point, like playing this game for sure. Like, it's actually really, which doesn't seem like a lot in comparison, but it is when you think about like, this game is really, I think my thing with this game is it's really easy to pick up. Like it looks like I'm doing a lot of like stuff that's flying around, and it's like what is going on? There seems to be so much to it, but it really is easy to pick up and do. So like yeah, I've probably got about like a few 100 hours practicing this run. Yeah. So this one we're taking out these cannons that are kind of blocking the way here. And we're really trying to use this magnet drive to kind of throw us forward faster. So you'll notice I'm grabbing onto these hooks and throwing ourselves forward to grab these cannonballs to take down these cannons here. And so that was really clean. We're using the magnet drive to actually grab their bullets and throw it back at them. So it's not only like a movement tech, but it's also going to be how we're going to attack, especially later in the run. So, right. We can obviously just bonk them too. Let's see. Come here. There we go. These ants are vicious. They're straight up just hunting me down. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, cool. Well, that was honestly really ideal landing there. Getting up on that bridge. All right. Oh, that was super clean. That was a super clean last segment. We were able to get those really quickly without taking any damage. That was nice. And now we're gonna move on to our second boss, which does have a little bit of RNG into it. So we're into this is the Harvester, which is a big version of what we were seeing, of what the ants were showing off earlier at the quote-unquote labor talks here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get up on these chains here and get its kind of scoop hook thing to come down and hit these chains as much as possible. So it does this in two ways. It does like a sweep attack, which we're going to try to show off here, to hit the bolt free, and then it's going to start sucking in like everything it can see here. So that's one. Well, hopefully we want it to not do too many sweeps. Ideally, it sucks this in here. Sweet. That fixate works really well. We want to see the sweeps because the suck animation on like when there's a bolt in the ground is a time loss, like right here. So we're just going to be sitting here and waiting. Ideally, if you get it done quick enough, you can actually get the cycle of break it and then sweep again, and then break it and then sweep again. Or so that's the fastest way to do it here. There's also a slight bit of RNG with like which of the kind of scoops you get. Like it could actually pass by without hitting any scoops, but usually it's pretty consistent. So this is actually pretty clean so far. Only getting one unnecessary suction is really, really clean. We got two, that's all good. Sweet. We're staying up on this chain to try to get the chain to like lay out exactly how we want it, because the lower we are, there's a chance it can like flop around left and right, which is not great. So there's another passive that's sweeping and not taking up the chain. It does it here. Nope, there's another one. And we're probably gonna have to wait for the suction cycle for this to pull this one up, since it just did not lay the right way. There we go, sweet.
This looks so technical.
It really can be, Bland. It really can be, just because it's one of those things where you're dealing with goofy physics, and so when you're dealing with physics that kind of have a little bit of RNG in it, like, you never know what's going to happen. But here we're going to go do the final shot here, and boom, down. Harvester down. But it is a technical run, but like there's so much you can do with it to kind of make each run your own. Like you can kind of find your own path with it, because the physics are so goofy. You can like discover something new. Like you can bounce off this one rock a certain way and then fly up, like jump over something. It's really a unique run in that way. So at this point, these fascist ants are really mad. So they're really, we broke their favorite toy is what they say, and is the line that they say. So they're really triggered at us, which at this point, Winston is full-fledged fighting in the resistance now. So normally we need to go up here, but this is, you can actually hit the loading zone trigger by going backwards through this gate, and we're at the next cutscene there. So we skipped a whole section of having to climb, because they didn't expect you to go backwards, and we're like, hey, no, you need to go forwards in this game. So now we're going to start Bellport. And Bellport is one of the more fun segments when you get it right. We're going to be flying across these mangroves to get to this colony of dragonflies, but we have to watch out for our buddy here, Mangrove Jack, who's consistently trying to convince us to get in his mouth and he'll take us away, but he is 100% trying to eat us, and we don't want that. So we're actually going to try to use Magnet Drive really specifically here in this section to try to get up here as quick as possible. That was okay. Because the thing with Magnet Drive sometimes, and why the camera is important, is it'll also determine which, just like that, which object you're actually going to latch onto. So when you have to make sure you're a certain distance, so your camera is a certain distance away from each object to, there we go, sweet, to make sure you get onto the right, essentially, whatever thing you're trying to magnet to. We're going to hover here since we don't want to risk bouncing and bonking. You're going to see that a lot more for the rest of the run here. We are going to strategically bounce and not get out of bounce state, but also kind of slam down, as you were seeing here. Because when you stay in bounce state when you hit the ground, there's a high chance you just kind of fly off to a place you did not expect to go. And we are not looking to do that because it is a huge time loss here. All right. He's like, dude, get in my mouth, please. I'm hungry.
Is now a good time to let chat know about the current bid war?
Absolutely. Please, Bland, take it away.
Awesome. So near the end of the game, you'll need to free 4 out of 6 bugs to advance. But chat can make the whole chat can make us save the whole group and add to the run, or lead them to their unknown fate. Whatever that means.
It's true. We don't know what happens to these bugs later in the game, and who expected this game to have the classic kill or save the animals, kill or save the bugs, leave the bugs? That's what it's y'all's fate, or it is in your hands with this. So that is coming up in a minute. So you've got time to change that. Oh, we bonked. That's all right. So definitely get that in though, because it's coming up quick.
Got it.
I'm actually curious, Bland, do you know who's in the lead right now?
Let me check.
Oh. So at this point in the game, while we're getting an update on that, we're trying to convince this colony of dragonflies to kind of join the cause, since we need like some aerial troops, as it were. And so, but we show up to this colony, and they're kind of like very much like, yo, you're a different bugs, you're not a dragonfly, I don't want you in my house. And we're met with a lot of resistance, but we find this one dragonfly here named Nassim, who's willing to help us out. But we got to go do a good old fetch quest for him, because this game has those in it too, where we're going to go deliver some letters for him. So that is the first thing we're going to do. We're going to run by each one of these mailboxes. We're going on a specific path here, because we're actually going to be going vertically as well to get some of these mailboxes. But this is really the fastest way that I have found to get them all in one. We got a bonk there, which is not great, but that's fine. There we go. We're gonna get one more on the side here. Then we're gonna go start the climb. All right, grab onto these bells here, get up. We are just completely flying over this zone now, but we're really trying to be smart with it, because as you land, you'll notice, like what I was saying earlier, when what form you're in when you land determines what physics essentially you'll get. So like if I'm in this state where I'm kind of just floating here, I'll actually have a very soft landing. Whew. But if I'm in that roll state, that like bounce state, you're gonna like bounce off everything and fly completely in a different direction. So thankfully that was actually really clean letters, so I'm actually really happy with that. Excuse me? What? Wow. Did I just straight up miss a letter? Where? I actually don't even know. Where did I miss a letter? Excuse me? Oh, I know where I missed the letter. I know exactly where I missed the letter. It's this hidden one up here. I think it's this one. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing with this segment, is sometimes honestly, when the first time I was playing this, you really get lost in this segment a lot. Like I spent like an hour in this area alone, and I was just like, what are we doing? But once you get it, it's not too bad. But some of that was definitely showing there, like that you can get lost in Bellport a lot, because it's all very samey. All the buildings look the same. So now we're gonna go talk to the Bug Jedi Council. Yeah, because that's a thing in this. So if anybody remembers Coruscant from Star Wars series, yeah, we're pretty much just gonna go to Bug Coruscant and the Jedi Temple, since they're all sitting around this round table here, pretty much deciding our fate. And they're like pretty much like, get out of here. You are not dragonflies. We don't want you. And so at this point, the team here is kind of like out of options. We're like, what do we do? Like, we need to figure out what the next steps are, because these dragonflies are not going to help us. And so what we're going to do is Nassim knows a secret path for us to take here. That was really clean. And this secret path involves us trying to use a cool trick, and hopefully I get it here. We're going to try to boost up this wall. Oh, yes, we got it. We got it. Woo! That saves us time having to go here, and we can complete the full cycle here. Yes, clean. That was really clean. We able to kind of wall ride up that wall and then bounce through that whole section, and it saves us having to do a whole section with magnets. So that was really nice.
Ooh, that was nice. That was nice.
Heck yeah. Listen, I love it when this game is cooperative, because sometimes it is just straight up not. So you're wondering probably now at this point, why are we in this world of meat? And the reason is we are actually inside a dead whale, because at this point in this town, what I did not explain earlier is that these dragonflies have a source of meat, which is really weird. Like, what are they doing? And turns out we're actually inside of Whale Fall, which is like just a dead whale that fell to the bottom of a body of water and is now just becoming food for some other creatures. And so now we meet Big Boy. This is Big Boy, who essentially is kind of Winston's hero, and he's kind of just been here eating all this food inside this whale. And he meets his hero, and his hero is like, I don't want to help you. And so at this point, this is really Winston's lowest moment in the game. Like, he's kind of brokenhearted that his hero just kind of kicked him out, and was the person he was really looking to rely on kind of kicked him to the curb. So it's kind of sad. And also the forest is burning down, so that's fun. So the FAC is really going to town on the bush now, and we're going to be entering one of the tighter moments of this game. Like, this if we can clear this without a death, I'll actually be really happy, because this is a segment where you can die really easily. So we are now trying to escape, just run out of here, the bush while it's just completely burning down. So we're going to be using a technique. We're going to be using like a combination of staying on ground to go fast, because we want to be able to essentially ground pound or dash down, but we don't want to. These branches are really finicky with some of the physics when you ground pound into them, essentially. We also are going to have to magnet drive over some branches, and to do that, we have to. This is one of those sections where you can get pulled back if you're not on the right branch. So you have to time your magnet drives just right to try to not fall there. That was a little close, because you don't want to bonk either.
Going back to the bid war, it looks like
Please.
Save the Frames, aka Kill the Bugs, is ahead by $20.
Kill the oh, wow. Oh, dang. I did not expect that. I expected some of the bugs to be saved. Wow, y'all. All right.
But there's still time to change that.
That's
Donate
true.
now.
That is only... It's true. It's only $20. You are saving like multiple bugs' lives, because their fate is truly unknown. So, but we around here, we gotta assume the worst, because I mean, look what's going on around us. And that is coming up Vexy very soon. So that's like in the next 2 minutes or so.
Do you have any headcanons for the bugs?
So my headcanon is that they, if I'm being, the nice side of me is like, well, at the end of this game, when of course everything goes right and we save the bush, they're free from their cage, but like oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, that's all good. Oh, well, I said this game had bugs in it. We're okay. I've actually seen this one before. So we are all good. We actually just completely skipped the cutscene, and now we're here. But yeah, so my headcanon is that, like, yeah, if the happy ending is like, well, you save them and they're free, but you know, you can have those days where you're feeling a little dark and you're like, well, these bugs are trapped in a cage and we can't get them. What if they forgot about them? they're not looking good. So you can pick whichever can you want. That is coming up very soon. Like I'm talking like in the next like minute at most. So, and I'll pause before we get there. Yeah, but that actually that weird bug we saw, that's a notorious bug where if you die in before you trigger that cutscene at the very end of that flame section, you will you'll kind of glitch out and then kind of go into the cutscene in a very weird way. I actually don't know if it's faster. It might be, but it's always fun to get. It's always fun to get it because you try to speed it up as fast as you can by like entering the cutscene trigger faster. But sometimes you die and you get that weird consequence. So, and now we've got wings, so we're gonna be able to fly everywhere here. So this is the point where we should probably call it on whether we are saving the bugs, or whether saving or leaving the bugs. So.
I really
wait for
admire.
that.
Oops.
Go ahead. No, please, Ben. Go ahead. No.
I just wanted to say that I really admire how you're explaining everything, and as someone that has never seen this game before, you're making it way easier for me to follow along. So I really appreciate that.
No, that's so nice. No, absolutely. I definitely try my best to make things approachable, because like I mean, whenever I run a game, like I want to make it where anybody can come pick it up. Like I want it to be able to be like, I don't want to add any gateways to anything. So that means a lot, you saying that, Bland, for sure.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So now we have freed one of the bugs. So do we know our deliberation on whether we're saving them all, or saving or leaving them?
Looks like we're leaving them, sadly.
We're leaving them. They're done. Oh, we're saving the frames. Okay, we are saving the frames. I'm not opposed to this. I'm happy with this. Clean. So basically, what's happening there is, and we'll see it on this next one. This is the fate that you are leaving that you have chosen to leave these bugs to. Is they are going to be trapped in a cage for, well, that's you can choose your own adventure there and see if the bugs are going to live or eventually make it out of these cages that they're in. All right, so we're going to be using these wings while we were chatting to essentially infinitely fly. So, which is very helpful for us because it speeds things up. It really opens up the game a lot more. So like we are going to be essentially infinitely flying over to these bugs that are in this cage here, and hopefully freeing them here. So that's the fate that the bugs are going to be left to. So chat, you can decide on what's going to happen to them now that you've left them to this. All right, so we have one more bug to get. But it's really cool seeing this game like advance. Like at the start of this game, you were just rolling around, but now the end of it, you are flying around, like using a bunch of different techniques and stuff to make this go really quick. So it's really cool to see. All right, so with that bell ringing means that we are ready to go into our final encounter here against the FAC. And to do so, we need to go right into their home base, right into their ant's nest. And it's one of the most like, when you get it right, most fun segments of this game for sure, because we're going to be like surrounded by ants. So in this cave, so it's actually gonna be really, really cool to see if we pull it off. So we're gonna go get in this cannon here that's gonna shoot us up because we need to get back to the top of the tree. And what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna stay in this kind of float state at the top of this cannon a little longer. We're actually gonna float by doing a spin dash here to get maximum height, and then we will go. Because we want to stay up here as high as we can. There you go. That was clean. Okay, sweet. All right. now we're going into this, and we are going into our final encounter here. Into the Fire Ant City. So that climb up section was actually really clean. I'm actually going to go for a really cool trick here. Hopefully we can nail this in one. If I can, we're going to try to slam into this hole in the ground here. Oh, no, we got the bonk, but it's you can actually get it to where you fly into that rocket speed if you hit it at the right angle and bust through those gates. We did not get it, but that's okay. It's really cool when we pull it off. But now we are straight up in the Fire Ant's base here. And we are just going to be infinitely flying through this to try to get to the very end, which is the final boss of this game.
Oh,
so we're going to be...
Oh,
no,
sorry.
go ahead.
No, you could go ahead.
No apologies, please, Bland. No apologies needed. Host has full right to tell me to stop yapping, so I have no problems with that.
Oh, you're so sweet, man. Appreciate it.
Seriously.
But yeah, no, we have a new milestone incentive, and that's for Spin Rhythm XD. And
that's gonna be such a good run.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've never heard of the game, but it sounds interesting. The incentive is to showcase some bonus indie game remixes, and the amount needed is $2,222.22. And that goal needs to be met by the end of the run.
Chat, I believe in y'all. Y'all have got this. Y'all have got this. We're very close to the end of this run, but y'all can do this. Hopefully, I'm gonna go for this quick cycle here. Oh no. That works. No, oh, we didn't get it. That's okay. That's okay. Those platforms start speeding up a lot there, and it's ideal if you can get on one of those later ones by keeping that speed. But a lot of times you'll straight up just die like that. But we are very close to the end of this run here. So, literally riding a river of ants. And the big difference between NMG and the other any percent category of this game is this is all skipped. That whole section with saving the bugs, going through that tube, completely skipped. You fly over it in any percent, and in no major glitches, you completely don't do it, or you do it because it's a significant glitch, and it saves a lot of time. But we're not about that here at No Glitches Allowed. So, all right, so now we're fighting that same boss, but now it's pretty much invulnerable. But we're gonna have it. We're gonna have it hopefully play nice here and push us up. Yeah, it sort of did. It sort of did. That was all right. But so now what we need to do is we need to get these pillars here. Hopefully we can. Oh, okay, that was clean. You got it. So we're gonna fly around here. Whoa. We want the rhino to kind of take this section down if it can. There we go. And then once we do that, that will be time. Sweet. All right, one more to go, and then time. We'll see if we knock it down or... Oh! Hello? There we go, and time. We did it. We beat the fascists. I don't know about that plan, but we did the thing. We did the thing for sure. But they had a lot of wacky moments in this run. But I'm actually curious what the time was though.
40 minutes, 43 minutes, and 22 seconds.
40. Okay, that's not bad. I think that's underestimate. So I'm like, that's cool with me. I'm very happy with that. If that's how that turned out. So at this point now, Winston is he saved the day, and now the bush is saved. So taking up more time. Shout out to the people who made this game. S-Bug Games. They're a very small indie company that made this game, and it's filled with so much love. And they also made another Flash game based on this, or a Flash game before this, which this cat game is based on. And they did a lot of work for this, so shout out to them. And I'm actually going to be running this at GDQ in July. So I'm actually going to be running this on the main stage. So if you like this game and hopefully it piques your interest, I'll be doing that there. And if you do like running this game and this seems interesting to you, definitely join the Isopod community. And we would love to have you. And reach out to me if you have any questions on like stuff like this. So just WildCherryMeteor pretty much everywhere. But that is it for Isopod. We saved the day, and we realized that these two ants love each other in the end, Mark and Carl. So
Can you tell us when's the next stream so we can watch you practice for SGDQ?
we will see. That's a good point. We will see. Yeah, you could find me at WildCherryMeteor on pretty much everything. So I probably streaming this weekend at some point again. So, but thank you, Bland. Shout out to Bland for hosting too, for helping me through this, because it was early in the morning. I was like, I don't have any comps prepared, so we're just gonna chat about bugs this whole time. So shout out to you for being amazing during this run too. So, and for the games committee for picking this too. So,
Aw, shucks. That means it's done, dude. Thank you so much for being my first host. And yeah, no, we will be getting ready for our next one. So give us a moment.